Yo, this is Chris Gotti Lorenzo, and this is my partner, Don Dinero.
Hola, you already know.
Yes, and we're here to give you the business. You know what I'm saying? And again, we've been here, just keep grinding at this. We're growing. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share. We keep going, man. It's on all platforms. This podcast is doing extremely well. Thanks for all the supporters. Keep it going. We're going to just keep going and giving you information, trying to supply it as best we can when we get it. And then just interesting topics. We want to make sure you feel these topics. So make sure you talk about it. If you don't like something, I'm cool. Say it. If you like something, say it. So just keep doing that, like, subscribing, and sharing. And, I mean, we'll get everything for you guys as best we can. Today we want to talk about the power of the athlete.
Yeah.
You know, watching these NBA players and everything going on.
I mean, NFL, it doesn't matter.
NFL,
what,
sure. Baseball.
I mean, Judge right now, they just interviewed him, and he might not sign with the Yankees because he's going to be a free agent. They didn't offer him what he wanted. So I think the athlete in today's game, whether it's collegiate, whether it's pros, they have
NIL.
They have
finally
the name, image, and likeness deals that they can make to use their name, image, and likeness to make some extra money while they're in college. I mean, in the pros, you know, the latest KD asking for a trade after signing a 4-year deal.
Kyrie saying he's staying, and then he says he's leaving.
No, I mean, the confusion, what happened was when Kyrie says he's staying and he signs, then the next day KD says, well, I want out.
Even Kyrie saying he wants to stay and sign, he did it because of the amount of money he could get from the Nets versus any other team. The Nets could pay him the most.
I mean, from a business standpoint, I know he was advised to, you know, your lawyers and your agents will always say stay with the money, right?
Yeah.
You know, then there's rumors of Kyrie, you know, wanting to be in L.A., you know, just shit you hear on ESPN and everywhere else, and then he's at the L.A., the women's basketball. We're talking about women's basketball. He was at some L.A. games. He just bought a new house maybe a month ago in L.A.
Yeah.
So those are kind of all indications. But then again, we don't know because it's the power of the players to make these decisions, and then the owners to figure out, how do I get compensated for these assets that I own? Because when you say name, image, and likeness, when you sign a basketball NBA contract to a team, when you sign a football NFL contract to a team, they own your name, image, and likeness.
Absolutely.
That's why when you see athletes do a soup commercial, and they'll wear their number, but they can't wear their football jersey.
Right.
But the team can sell 1 million football jerseys, and you don't receive $1.
No, I think they do get a royalty off of their jerseys.
You get that check. You get that check. No, because there's some athletes, if I sign you, you're the left tackle, and you're the backup left tackle, no one's buying your jersey. If you're lucky enough right now, Tom Brady, if you're lucky enough, that's what you're giving the team. The team is going to help market you.
Well, that's what I mean. It's all divided up.
But the athlete gets compensated for his yearly contract. You want $40 million a year? Yeah, you can't. Guess what? I can't touch your Pepsi-Cola money. Go get an endorsement. You want extra money? That jersey money's mine. I own the team because I own your name, image, and likeness. Now, you can go get a soup commercial for $8 million. You can go do, and I can't touch that money. That's really where it's at.
Okay, so let me...
The jersey money goes all to the league.
If that's the case, then why you can't play what's that, Y2K, the basketball game, right, with NBA?
Right.
You can't use a Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan what?
His name isn't on those.
Because he's not in the league anymore, and just like you can't, Belichick.
No, he was never.
But listen, Belichick told him, in the NFL, the John Madden, never as a coach. You can't put him, you can't find him. They got a different coach, a generic one.
Yeah,
because he said you could at the same time say, no, I don't want to be in the game. But no one is going to say that. But now that right that they sell, the players don't, but the players' dream is to be in a John Madden game.
Yeah.
The players' dream is it's like right now, when you had Ashanti signed, it was different because there was percentages split on that aspect of it, right? Or the Ja Rule when it came to merchandise. That's a merch deal. This is included. The only merch they sell with your name on it is a jersey. They can't sell a hat with your name on it.
Yeah.
They can only sell a hat with the...
I just believe they was getting a royalty off of a percentage of that sale. They didn't get the bulk of that sale, but they have a percentage royalty set inside of their contract for that.
Nah, because they can't. The teams can't touch endorsement money. So when you become that player that everyone buys the jersey, you got the Pepsi deal, the Coca-Cola deal, the Pizza Hut deal. I can't touch that
Campbell
money.
soup.
Hey, I can't. Why do you think the 360 deal starting the game? I couldn't touch the. I could only get royalties, and he's out here doing shows.
Yeah,
he's making $4 million a month in shows, and he's selling nothing this month, crushing the game.
Bastard.
Right, so it kind of works that way. So when you look at naming, and that what was happening, that's why for so many years you didn't see the NCAA basketball or football or the baseball video games because they went to court. They fought, so they said, hey, we can't. Now they're going to come back. In 2023, they're going to come back, and then every player will receive a percentage.
Yeah.
Right? So now they all get a little check. Thank God. Right? So, I think that in today's era where a guy like KD or Debo Samuels from the 49ers was like, if you don't give me my money, I don't want to play here. Where a young quarterback.
That control.
Well, that power.
That power, that's what I mean.
Because I think that fighting back from all the years of not having the power.
I believe that power is incredible, but I also believe it's going to change.
How?
Collective bargaining agreement. I believe these owners will claw back all of these players that, again, like a John Wall, let's say. He didn't play for 2 years, got paid. He was, I think, the second highest player in the NBA last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's over $40+ million and didn't play at all.
Wait. What do you say in business? You get what you
pay for.
Negotiate.
Yeah.
His Rangers negotiated a great guarantee. Okay, the guarantee money right now. This kid just signed Tyreek Hill or whoever signs for $100 million guaranteed. That means now in football, which they never had guaranteed money, regardless if you get hurt, what happened to you, you miss a year, 2, 3, 4, you're gonna have $100 million guaranteed, even if I cut you. Right, so look at who's the guy from the Mets, the Spanish kid that gets $1 million, $2 million every year for the next 20 years. He's been getting checks. You get what you negotiate. So I think the owners can say, hey, collective bargaining, the money's going to go up. The TV contracts are going up. The salaries are exploding. The amount of money they're paying these players. You could be a third-string point guard in the NBA and make $12 million a year. Maybe and nobody knows your name. No, $12 million a year, nobody third stringer. Don't be the guy up there. You're getting 30.
Yeah, a light 30.
Right. So, the game has changed.
Listen, I'm all for the players to make the money. There's only, from a business standpoint, I don't know an industry where the people that you're paying could dictate everything they're getting. Except for this. This is where I feel.
In America, that's why they have unions.
That's why they have. I believe that the owners who will be fighting with the Players Association for, the Players Union, right, to negotiate this new collective bargaining agreement, and that's when they're going to see all of these areas that maybe don't make for the best business sense. Maybe it's not as smart that these guys making tens of millions of dollars could just sit down and not play. Or let's say without any consequence. And yes, they negotiated their contract.
Listen, sports
but I'm going to say now it's going to be the owner's turn to negotiate their contract and change after they've seen them exercise. Like a contract is only as good as whatever parts you exercise and stand up for or use in that contract. And they're using it to their benefit. And I'm sure the owners is like, this isn't beneficial for us or the league, and we're going to make changes.
Right, but let's go back to all the other years that everything was beneficial to them. You're not going to give the players the power and think they're going to give it back. You're fucked, buddy. Who's giving power back? No one. The politicians won't do it. No one does it. The players are not giving anything back. Now, they're going to nudge a little bit maybe where the players say, look, we don't mind giving you the money, but if you sign with me and you sign a 4-year deal like KD did, you can't ask for a trade. They can probably get that.
They're going to get some.
Okay, but you're not going to get power back. You're not going to get... Let's talk about sports science. When you see guys missing games or sitting out on games where maybe I sit back, I'm a hardworking middle-class guy, I picked a date before the basketball came around to go see the Knicks play the Lakers. Yes. In Madison Square Garden. I saved my chips up. I'm taking me, my wife, and my kids, and one more, and KD.
No, not KD. Not use KD. Let's use someone else.
Someone in the Knicks and LeBron's not playing because they're sitting down that night. So the only one at the end of the day throughout all this. See, we talk about the power of the player, we talk about the owner, and we forget who generates all the money. The fan, right? The fan is taken for granted. The fan has always been taken for granted. And really, when we talk about the power of the player, it's the fan that moves the needle.
You're bringing up some great points with this because, and again, I see it a whole nother spectrum
You should.
of it with not only the fan, but the owner, again, whose obligation is to the fan.
Exactly.
Right? If you're the owner, your job is to make sure the fans are satisfied. I'll never forget me sitting next to James Dolan.
But the fans
right next to James
are
Dolan
not
and
your
telling
asset.
how bad of a product the Knicks had on the floor, and I'm paying too much money for these seats, and I won't do it no more. And I haven't been back because of that. And I had floor seats right next to James Dolan, but I'm like, I'm a fan. I used to sneak in the Garden, and here I am, and this whole game is fucked up. How is the Knicks not good? We're the biggest market. How are you not putting a better product on the floor? You know what I'm saying? And then I said, I don't want to pay $7,000 for 2 seats and to sit here and see that product.
Yeah, but you know, there's people that are saying, hey, he owns the Rangers and they're kicking ass.
So
I'm just saying, you know what's crazy? Because, hey, you know what's bananas? I was so adamant. I had that, Dolan, the Knicks, and I had some Blanquito that said, hey, doesn't he own the Rangers?
But what does that mean? Okay, so maybe he knows fucking hockey better. That means shit to me.
No, it's in the same.
Don't say no. Maybe he has a better GM for the Rangers.
Okay.
Maybe that's the case.
So at
whatever
the end of
whatever it is,
but the Knicks have been bad for a long time.
Hold on.
Can't just blame
you want to tell me, the Rangers? Yes, I can. The Rangers, I'll sit there and say the Rangers don't make as much money as the Knicks. It's business, right?
No way. They can't make enough money. The Knicks are an incredible franchise.
Of course. It's one of the top franchises in the fucking game.
In the game.
So why wouldn't it be more attention to make a better team for them? Where you have a team less, it says something about him. See, I look at it that way. I don't look at it like, why? Who the fuck knows why? Maybe, like I said, it's an easier game for him to win. The Knicks, they can't get players here. We just got, shout out Jalen Brunson. We just got Jalen in town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good luck. God bless.
Great dude. Know his dad, Rick. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he needs help.
Get Padrino in that building.
We need to.
That's a whole nother subject. What I mean is this, that we when you say that, and it's true, whether it's the owner or whatever, but at the end of the day, the fan gets always taken for granted. So when you look at a player like KD that says, hey, I want to leave Brooklyn, we discuss, the player, the business, the economics. But imagine that Brooklyn diehard fan that sees KD
leaving,
says, fuck your city, I'm out. Because that's what you're basically saying. Let's keep it a buck.
Man.
Right? So we forget, and there's a thing called fandomism, right? Like you're a fanatic. There's fanatics, those guys that paint their face and they're in the crowd doing this.
You never did that?
That's a fanatic. No, I'm not a fanatic. I'm
with
a
the
fan.
Bulls, you're not?
No, I'm the Bills. I'm a fan. I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah.
So I and see right here, I live.
You got a shrine over there.
I cry and I sing and I dance here. I cry.
You just never painted your face.
Listen, I'll never forget. Because, OG1 has this kid signed, Davis, 13. He's on the Bills. So
the wide receiver.
When he throws a touchdown with 13 seconds left, he had caught 4 touchdown passes in that. So before the kickoff, I'm texting OG, say, you better renegotiate now. That kid's good money.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers, 30 seconds, tied up, and then they win in overtime, right? So I went from the thrill of victory to the agony of defeat, and then the season was over. And
I didn't want to call you. I remember.
Yeah,
we had spoke earlier, and I didn't want to call you back.
So the thrill of being a fan is those situations, right? And that's kind of, what happens is in being a fan, you said you're a fan of the Knicks.
Yes.
You would never.
I was a diehard at one time.
No, you're still a fan, and you're diehard.
I'm a fan. I'm not a diehard. No.
Okay, but what happens is you might not go to the games anymore. You might not buy the tickets as a fan, as a disgruntled fan, or someone who's like, I'm done with the losing.
I'll go for big games.
But what you would never do is not be a fan of that team, right? It's very rare when you become a fan of a team that all of a sudden You could be young. When you're young, you might flip flop afterwards. That's what your team is. Sink or swim.
That's old. That's us older guys. Man.
No, I'm saying a lot of
these young guys, wherever LeBron went, they was with him.
True, but that's true. But at the end of the day, that's hometown.
And same's gonna be for KD. You know wherever KD goes, it's gonna be a group that they're with KD.
You know, Miami Heat, the Miami Heat fans, like they. You know, whether you're in Detroit, you're a Piston fan, and you have those heydays, at the end of the day, you're a fan, regardless of what happens to the team, regardless if they switch owners, regardless if they switch players. I've been a Lakers fan all my life.
So with the power of that fan, and then,
but the fan has no power, is what I'm saying.
The power has no fan. The power of the player dealing with these fans, why would they take them so for granted? They don't care?
Because it's the platforms that they're on and the money that they're making. That if you
they all claim they want to win,
and think about how many people, including your brother, even though he's not an athlete, that are at that level, and you're at a level like a LeBron, and you're at these levels, and even say you're not, say you're in the NBA and you're a great guy coming off the bench, 6th man of the year, whatever. Man, there's just like when your brother did the record, he told the fan, but he's worried about it. The radio, once it gets out there, the fans gonna love it. They're gonna so it's like they're gonna show up regardless. It's like it's basketball season where we want to win 65 games and give them something to cheer for, but if we don't, they're still gonna be there. For example, them Bill fans, that Bills Mafia, I gotta give it to them. We have so many years of losing, selling out stadiums still. Damn, what it takes to go show up knowing your team sucks in
the cold.
And all right, so that's something that I think the athlete, I never forget my son Prince, last year as a senior, he tells me, man, Dad, I can't tell you what it feels like when I make a tackle or play in the fan and they scream in the fans. I say, oh, you love that feeling? He said, that's an incredible feeling.
That's the dopamine.
So now here you are, money, fame, fans that love you. Everywhere you go, you fart, they laugh and they smile. Like, that's a surreal world, right? So now you feel you have that power. You can pick up the phone and say, Mr. Gotti, I don't want to fucking play for you anymore. I'm done. Find me a team. And you're like, I'm stuck. He doesn't want to play for me. I can't make him play for me. Now what do? I got to trade him. That's kind of where we're at, where the owner feels helpless. And I'm not going to sit here and sympathize for a fucking owner. Because think about it. How much are the players getting? Hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah, they
so
get
what are the owners getting
years,
if they're the ones cutting the check?
Years.
I'm not, hey, Shaq got a lot of money, but whoever cut him the check, like the Pat Riley got a lot of money, but the owner of Miami Heat got more. Right? So I'm not going to be here and feel bad for the owners, but from an executive, how we think, from a business standpoint, imagine every artist that came up to you and said, yeah, you just signed me. I know I went platinum, but I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to go to that label.
Yeah, but I got a contract.
Right, but what I'm saying is that
I would let him go though.
Okay, there it is. So what I'm trying to tell you is that. So here you are.
I would just negotiate my.
So what does
that transfer?
what do the Nets do with KD?
They have to negotiate their transfer.
They're never gonna get nothing that's equal. You could give them 8 first-round draft picks. They all might be duds.
But they got to negotiate that transfer then, or else they're gonna have a disgruntled. Once you have a disgruntled worker, it's always cancer. It's cancer. So
I've never seen, and then the fans just got to deal with it. That's what's
look
crazy.
at Ben Simmons, right? Yeah. He exercised this, right? And do you think his fan or the side, like, as a player, you have to deal with the fans like you're saying, and then now
they haven't had a chance to boo him or nothing because he hasn't had a chance to get on the court and produce.
Listen to me, if he comes back on the court and produces, they'll love him again. But right now, he's feeling that pressure,
of course,
of the fan that don't like him for what he's done, not playing. And for whatever reasons, he didn't do anything.
I mean, let's be honest. He got traded, or his whatever he started going through was because of his inability to, kind of what Russell's going through now, kind of with that kid, that lefty kid that went to the Orlando Magic and was the number 1 pick, Phelps, that went to Philly, and then they traded him. You know, there's a thing that we speak about. You've seen it at your level with music. We've seen it at all levels.
The highs and lows is real.
No, be careful what you wish for. There's a certain amount of pressure. That's why certain people are special, because they can handle the pressure when the lights are on them and the people are screaming and they don't, and they make the shot or they deliver the record or they kill the show or they do. Remember, and some people
when LeBron
fold.
Left Cleveland, they was burning his jersey. He goes back there, he's a god now.
Right, but when he went forward, if he doesn't win, if he doesn't win any chips in Miami, then it was a personal decision to go forward, and he had that power, and he accomplished his mission. So there's a lot of intangible when the player's personal goals, the team's goals, and at the end of the day, fans want championships.
Even, again, more power of the athlete is LeBron saying he wants to play with his son.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's going to go wherever his son gets drafted. He's got his contract structured so he'll be free. And wherever his son whatever team says they'll give Bronny a chance, LeBron's saying, take me too. He'll probably play for league minimum to go there.
Well, I mean, again, LeBron.
Just to have that opportunity to play ball with his son.
But, you know,
to me, that's, again, it's so powerful. Whatever he has to do, I would support it. He's put in his debt, whatever that might have been, whatever. He's done it at the highest level for so long. For anyone to complain about that part, to me, would be completely crazy. Allow him to play with his son in his, 19th or 20th year that he's played at the highest level possible all those years, every year. Every year. It's like, so why wouldn't you allow him to do this is beyond me. And I believe that lucky team has to make a very big decision. That's the number one pick, let's say. Do you take that kid? Do you take the kid that's the best player, let's say, coming out of college?
His son's coming out of high school.
His son is going to come out of high school.
Straight to the pros.
Yeah, and probably most likely. That's what I'm thinking, because he wants to play with his father.
What are the scouts saying? Does he have the ability?
Again, I don't care. See, this is when the power of the player. Fuck the scout. LeBron is saying, you take my son, I'm coming. So do you care about how really
so then
good?
He can stay at the Lakers then, because no one else is going to take him.
No, are you kidding me? LeBron is a free agent.
He's not going to get drafted number one pick.
He don't got to get drafted. The team is going to pick him.
So then
that's going to be the choice. Hold on.
He could play with
that's going to be the choice of a team. So it depends on the Laker pick. If they're the last pick, he's going to get picked before that, just because they know they get daddy. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter who. It's going to put a challenge to me. The challenge is going to be, who's the number one pick? Do you take Bronny, number one, even though he's not the real true number one? This could be the power of the athlete.
Because LeBron's going to play. I would not take him number one if I have the number one pick.
Oof.
Because instead of you putting
You're passing LeBron.
No, because by the time I get LeBron, he's not the LeBron of today. He's not, right? So how long am I getting LeBron for? Can you answer that question? Okay, I would say maximum 2 years.
I wouldn't say max. You never know this guy.
No, because when is his son coming out?
I've seen his decline, but it ain't been that
he's
36.
I ain't never seen nobody play in their 40s.
I know, but I think we're going to see it.
But listen, play 1 year, 2. He ain't playing in the 43, 44, 45.
No.
So if I got the number one pick, if I can get LeBron, I get Bronny. But
Tom Brady's, what is he?
Yeah, but Tom Brady doesn't run up and down the court. Tom Brady sits in the pocket, bounces, and when he's going to get hit, he throws himself on the ground.
But LeBron
plays offense, defense, back and forth.
He could change his game.
So
defensively,
why bring LeBron?
Defensively is still a challenge, but offensively, he can still go long with his size, his ability, everything.
I think if Bronny was coming out now in this scenario now, LeBron can give me 4 good years, and I have a cast. I got the number one pick, and I say I'm San Antonio or something.
Right.
Then I would say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, then I would say yes.
No problem. But
but I think that, but you have an interesting fact. I think that
that's a real decision.
The power of LeBron, that makes sense. The power
Hold
of
on, let me give you
LeBron
more why it's a big decision. What if you have other pieces to your team? And LeBron
Not
now,
if you're picking the number one, you don't.
You never
You're shitty. Chris, tell me a number. Who picked number one this year?
You're right. They're very limited in what they have.
So I would say the play is he's still with LA, and then he says, "Hey, my son's coming out."
But
but
they're not going to be able to wait. It's going to be someone else. Another team's going to say.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. I think that based on everything he's done in LA, the movie company, everything he's doing. If he has more power to say, hey, let's trade up into the top 10 and go get my son, then have another team snatch and then have to go. That's just my opinion based on what you just said, the scenario. I think the Lakers would say, hey, and then if Bronny turns out to be like his dad,
Oof.
which the chances are
Listen,
slim and none.
yeah.
Let that sink the fucking real quick. There's only one of him, brother.
I'm not
sorry.
saying that, but you know, what level does he get to? Is the question.
Level 2, maybe.
You know, maybe you get to level 2 of LeBron, nigga. That's still what?
That's coming off the bench, averaging 12 points a game, playing 5 years
Man,
in the NBA,
you don't
and being
put
a great
LeBron
coach.
head and shoulders above these guys?
His son?
No. Again, we said this LeBron.
His son,
level
where's
2.
he going to go?
Where does that land?
LeBron's
You're
level
saying
2?
off the no, his son. If LeBron is at the top, that's level 1. You said level 2.
No, but you can't.
So I'm saying what level 2 is. And you said off the bench. I'm like, damn, level 2 is probably one of the all-stars.
No.
There's all-star players that is a level 2, in my
film.
opinion, from LeBron.
LeBron
is that good.
I watched young LeBron. We watch film. He's not even going to be the top player coming out. He's not even going to be top 10 coming out. How about this? The Lonzo brothers, they got the kid that he's not going to be that kid that went to Charlotte. That's a dog.
Who, Melo?
Dog.
Melo?
That's a dog. The young kid that went to Charlotte better than his brother who originally went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not that. So if he's not that, then what is he? He's a guy coming off the bench, going to be a good.
He's a small dog.
He'll play in Puerto Rico with Jose.
No.
Okay, then. No, after what? You know, I'm just saying, he don't. Listen, I respect
Why?
it.
You know what I believe? I believe in the work.
No, bro. I don't believe.
I believe in work. I believe in
ever
the work, man. I'm telling you.
The only one to ever do that was Ken Griffey Sr., Jr. playing on the same team, and his son had a better career than him. And Ken Griffey Jr. was not the best player in baseball when he wasn't Jackie. And his son. Now, if LeBron, you know who could have a better career? Is someone Magic, the Michael Jordans, it's Ifa, brother. It's not gonna happen. It's impossible.
Why you gotta bring Ifa into
because
this right
I gotta make it understand
about
that
athletes and the
I'm
power
gonna give you examples. Jackie Robinson. I'll name you the Clemente. None of their sons who played the sports even came to within close of being what their father was.
And why not?
Because the expectation that's going to put in the pressure that gets put on you is, hey, Michael Jordan's son, one of them was pretty good, played D1 basketball, was pretty good.
I know both of them, man.
Okay,
not so
then.
much.
Okay, then. Now, LeBron's son is a good basketball player. If his dad wasn't LeBron, he'd go to college, he'd be okay, and maybe he'd be in the league. The only reason we're talking about him, and his dad's going to hedge that. His dad's going to say, hey, because he knows if his dad doesn't do that.
So hold on. What does Ifa say about the first one? Why can't there be one? It cannot be. There's nothing that's 100% for everybody.
Not when your dad's forcing the issue. He's not a number 1 pick anyway. So if his dad was saying, my son's going to be number 1, so whoever picks him, I'm letting him know the team that I am. I'm going over there. I want out. He could do a KD. But his son's not going to be the number 1 pick.
Well, he's not 6'9" either.
Who?
His son.
What is he?
He's probably like 6'5".
Okay, so that's another intangible. He'd be a great right guard. He has the size to be an NFL right guard at 6'5".
he doesn't have the size physically.
No, height-wise.
Height-wise, yes.
Right. I'm saying 6'5".
Not mass.
You know, he's going to have, he doesn't have the Curry shot. Like, you got to have something in the game that's going to have his father's ups. Can he done? Do you have his father IQ? Like, can he lead a team? Did he win a high school championship yet? Like, I look at all those things when you're going to study an individual besides say, hey, yeah, I'm going to the league. Why? Because my dad's going to make sure I go.
But it's more than that. You see, that's a little disrespectful. The man is working hard.
I'm not knocking the work.
You know, Kobe Bryant was training him. You see, I noticed that's the reason fucking LeBron went to L.A. to get that training for his son. That was a big factor in why he went to L.A. and Kobe was training his son. So again, you got to give him certain.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Listen,
abilities, man.
I'm
he's
not.
He
No,
knows
he's not
the
his
game.
dad. He'll never be his dad. It's
I didn't
impossible.
say listen, his dad has numbers that is crazy.
Exactly.
Right, but at the end of the day,
he'll be a good NBA ball player.
He might be able to be a real player in the league.
He'll be a good NBA ball player.
Especially around the right environment, the right people around him, which is his dad and other trainers. Yeah. Remember, LeBron has the best of trainers with him. Everything eats trainers. Right, doctors.
He's gonna have
shows him another thing.
He's gonna have the best vitamins.
Yeah,
you'll have a sneaker
not
deal.
Flintstone chewables. He's
gonna have all that, but you know where he's not guaranteed. That little ball gonna go in the basket.
Well, that comes from practice.
Exactly.
I seen LeBron throw up air balls. I seen LeBron miss major shots, and then you start seeing him make some. Like, so it's like that's the game.
Want to bet?
You know what I mean? That's the game. How much?
Whatever you want.
That what? What's the bet? I'm not gonna bet that he's
gonna
surpass.
Son
no,
doesn't play 4 years in the league.
Give me some odds. Give me some odds.
What's the odds?
Come on, we're live right
4
here.
Years.
Give me some odds, yo.
4 years.
4 years. Give me some odds.
I don't know what the odds. What odds you want me to give you? Numbers? What do you want me to give you?
You're saying he will not last 4 years in the league. He'll be back in D League or overseas.
No. His dad might buy him a team. I don't know. Like he might.
That's why I'm gonna make this bet because to me it's simple.
I don't know. But
he's gonna last 4 years in the league.
From a pure like baller standpoint.
Let me tell you what I'm telling you. He's gonna make 4 years in the league.
I think he should go to college.
Why?
And develop more. Why?
He not Kobe ready. Came out and
but Kobe was that dude.
No, stop. Kobe was trash when he came in the league.
No, he didn't. You don't go from. Let me ask you a question.
Kobe's years in the beginning.
You're telling
Kobe's work ethic was unprecedented.
You're telling me that Kobe Bryant went from high school basketball, drafted in the NBA, and he was trash?
No.
You can't get drafted out of high school to the NBA.
No, what I'm saying at the level, he wasn't no all-star. He was making terrible shots. You seen it. You're a Laker fan.
Of course, but that's why they drafted him out of high school.
What Kobe turned into.
Who drafted him? Charlotte. And then we did the trade, and then we grabbed a little young ball-headed kid
and let him come in and played him.
3 years, he had to develop his
played
game.
Him and let him fuck up
and develop his
and allowed that process. See, so you're saying he can't do that?
Well, Kobe was a dog.
Okay, he's a little chihuahua. He still got a little dog in him, man. Maybe he's a mixed breed. Fuck it. He's not a full-bred pit.
Hey, listen, man. I think that what
he still comes from fucking.
Only time I've never seen.
You know, I just don't like everyone writing him off.
Oh, I'm not writing him off.
Yes, you did. You said he's not making 4 years in the league, and if his father wasn't here, he wouldn't even be in the league. He should go to college.
That's not a write-off.
That sounds like a write-off to me.
That's an opinion. That's an opinion based on just watching my years of experience and
all I'm saying
you're going to put all that pressure on this kid.
You got to give him the opportunity to develop. We gave Kobe that opportunity to develop. We gave, all those players that came out of high school the time to develop.
You know who came out of high school?
Yeah, Kevin Garnett.
And never developed?
You? I came out of high school and didn't develop.
No,
like, fuck.
My man that they were making fun of on the podcast, and he started going off on everyone. The tall guy. He played with the Lakers.
Byron, something.
Something Brown.
I know. Kwame Brown.
Right? There was another player.
Trash.
Right? Okay. But he came out of high school, got big money, and never developed, right? So, you know basketball.
All I know is we talking about the power of these athletes.
Yes.
He is
the power of his dad to get him in the. That's the power of an athlete. That your father get you drafted.
The power of LeBron to get him into the league without going through. And I'm not against that.
I'm not against that either.
I know if you had that opportunity for any of your boys, you would do it 1,000%. And he's setting them on the path. Now, to me,
it's like I've never seen a rapper.
I put you with, let me explain something.
I've never seen. How about this? I've never seen anyone who their father was a super successful rapper start rapping and be better than their dad. I haven't even seen that in hip hop. Not one example. Not one.
It's okay.
No, that's because it's hard to really outdo, especially in that line where your dad is at.
Are you trying to say your kids will never outdo you? Is this like a little subliminal dig at your boys?
Actually, no. I'm actually ecstatic and happy that they never picked music. The one person who picked a little bit of entertainment is Desiree.
Yeah.
She went through her years of being broke and figuring out the dancing and playing, because that's what the arts is.
Struggling artist.
No, because I tell you why. To be a creator, and everyone here who's a creator, and you've seen it done with your brother in the early times for the first 16 years of getting there, is that creators actually, shit, I tell my kids that I be sitting here and they say, Dad, what you doing? I say nothing. Oh, yeah, you need time to do nothing and create.
Yeah.
Facebook, a lot of these places, they hire creators and they have these rooms where the ping pong tables are.
Yeah.
They just sit there and hang out and do nothing till they pop up with an idea and then they start writing. That's, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a different type of work. So with them, I put them, they are kind of living what I didn't get a chance to do. Play college sports. I was gonna, you know what I'm saying? So in a weird way, I pushed them that way and hoped that no one wanted to grab a mic, right? Z always talks about production. He wants to do it, right? Not because I think I'm the master. I think anything, because I know it's a tough business, right? And LeBron knows what he's setting his son up. It's a tough thing because every point guard is going to go after him. Patrick Beverly's going to be right on LeBron's son, quick. You know, I'm fucking with you because Patrick Beverly, he gets out everybody.
But at the end of the day, he's getting exposed to things just because of his father that will help him develop.
Now,
and
me
help him
personally, when I look at, when you say IE5, when I look at, I know that there's someone right now who's practicing just as hard, who has the same dream, who wants it just as bad or even worse, who's probably just as talented or more talented, but will not have that roster spot because the power of LeBron.
Hey, what you want?
I'm saying that's life.
It's fucking life.
Right. So that's why sometimes if the roster spot is given and is unworthy in that position in life, the person who is given it to will not hold the crown for long because it was given it to him and not earned. I'll say that. I'm not going to go too much deep. How many miles to the moon?
A lot of flying. A lot of flying.
But you know what I'm saying? So, but I think the power of the player, and let's get into KD. We were talking about that there. KD wants out of Brooklyn, just like that. Right? I wants out of Brooklyn. What would you, I mean, so many different teams they're talking about going. Now all of a sudden Boston.
Wherever he goes, I'm going to go fuck with him. So it's
Boston right now was the latest. A couple of days ago, they said yesterday Boston is the latest one, and they might give up a Brown. And then Brown just tweeted, shaking my head.
Brown and Horford.
No, they said Brown and the other guy, the point guard, Smart.
Man, that's even worse.
They said Smart. They said that's what's going to take to get KD. And some draft picks. And a couple of glizzies.
And some hoes.
Hey. Never say no to some hoes.
Gonna send them a few things over there. Like, hey,
but what
knock
I'm saying
homie
is
down.
So that's where it's at.
Take him down.
That's where it's at. You know, and at KD, who holds the cards? Is it KD? Because you don't want a disgruntled, unhappy ball player playing for your team.
I still believe the owners will make changes, but we'll figure that out. We'll see what happens. Because, again, it's very difficult for an owner, if I was an owner, to swallow a pill that I'm paying someone this kind of money and they could just stop playing and I still got to pay them, want to leave, and they have 3 years left on their contract. I get it. You know, if you had a job, a regular job, and you didn't like your boss, you would ask for, or whatever it may be, you want to leave. I get it. It's just, I know that because of the amounts of money being paid out, they're going to make changes.
Well, I mean, look at you just mentioned Brown. He doesn't want to leave Boston. He's happy.
He's shaking his head, right?
Right, he said shaking my head because now, because look at that, look at the
they
opposite.
Just went to the finals.
Wait a second, the opposite. Now you have a player who's happy, but the team is going to do what's best for them and get him the fuck out to bring another player. So when a player wants to do what's best for him, all of a sudden say, hey, wait a second, that's not too good for the team.
Shout out Jaylen Brown.
Right,
man.
That's not too good for the team. So I think that there's so many different sides to this, right? But then it comes down to there's going to be a domino effect, a ripple effect, right? Organically. I just had to throw that word in. That's going to happen because of this KD response of I want out. Now there's so many teams. And then you have Kyrie, whether he's going to go to the Lakers or stay or whatever. He's been rumored to go play in Puerto Rico, but we'll never know.
Who?
Kyrie.
He ain't going nowhere. You trying to get him on your son's team.
Carolina.
But, man, a great topic, man.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
think
I'm
we
saying?
kind of, we kind of stayed on the LeBron and that, but he is one of the most powerful guys in the NBA right now. Even with his podcast and the things he says.
And I would tell all the little guys that it's the lesser of the athletes. Don't you try this at home? But he's trying. You'll find yourself in the G League faster than you can say boo. So again, this is for the elite athlete. This power of these players is from the elite athletes that get this preferential kind of treatment.
Yeah, because if you're the backup point guard and you say, "Hey, I want to be traded,"
You'll be the backup point
have to
guard
practice
indictment.
you don't even have to practice that day.
You'll be the backup point guard
You'll rip
indictment.
that last name off your jersey so fast. You'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I thought I had the power. So it's on only specific players, like you said. The elite players have that power to make moves or pick teams that they want, and in basketball, I think LeBron had a lot to do with that.
This topic could go on forever, but
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna wrap it up right now.
Yeah, we're gonna
man.
wrap it up.
Thank you again. Everybody like, share, subscribe, Givin Them The Business podcast. If you're an independent artist, sign up to Adventure Music. This is Chris Gotti Lorenzo and my partner Don Dinero, and we
You already
signing
know.
out.
Sweeky.